Baru masuk. Halo, boleh dengarkah? Assalamualaikum. Recalling. Hi guys, how are you? Okay. Okay. Boleh tap screen like. Dan boleh share kepada kawan-kawan juga. Oh, thank you. Hello, hi Lia. You can share this live to your friends too. So malam ni, as the topic goes, kita akan live for about like maybe 50 minutes to 1 hour at max, and then kita tengoklah. We'll discuss so that you can see the pattern of questions about amine, and also some, quick recall about chemical tests across the organic compounds. Yeah. So thank you. Okay. Kita tunggu sampai at least 25 orang masuk sudah baru kita ni. Okay. How are you guys? Sudah makan? Have you guys had dinner? Sudah makan kah guys? Rambut saya agak serabai malam ni, jadi saya pakai topi lah walaupun dalam rumah. Okay. Ting. Sudah, alhamdulillah, sudah makan. Okay. Kok kelihatan sebenarnya bantal di belakang. Okay. You guys can share the link to your friends. I cannot share it to TikTok. I don't know why. So, yeah. At least we can get more and more ini. So just get ready with your sets of questions. We will discuss about past year question and also PSPM from another college, yeah, yang berkaitan dengan chapter Amine actually. So you will see how the question is, and I will give you some tips of what are my targets to ensure you get the 7 marks for Amine. Okay. And as a bonus at the end of the session nanti kita akan buat quick recall of a chemical test as well. So yeah. Siapa lagi ada malam ni? Oh my god. Oh, 16 orang sudah. Okay, thank you. Let's see. Okay, another 4 people before we start the session. So you can get ready with your PYQ and also PSPM. And by the way, this is question number, what is it? Number 12? No, number 12 pula lah. Number 10, okay? The second last question. Okay, So minggu depan untuk 11 siang kita akan maybe buat live on TikTok. We'll see, and malam baru kita pergi dekat ni bila kita buat workshop. Uh, Workshop baru kita buat dekat YouTube lah, because it's easy for me to upload. No upload, I don't have to upload the things. I just have to save the recording. If it's in TikTok, I have to like do few more works. Have to kasih save dulu dia baru dia boleh masuk dekat YouTube. So it's a long process. So with YouTube ni dia just one go. I just have to macam save it and then automatic dia akan save there. Unless I mau delete dia punya recording. But for now maybe I don't know, some people still watch it, so I keep it there lah. Okay. Alright, so it's 8:40 now, so I think we better start off. Okay. And kamu boleh tap the screen. I don't know how, but yeah, if you find it helpful, then you can actually just share to your friends. Yeah. Okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening, people. So welcome to the workshop live of scoring Amines. Okay. So ini adalah topik yang saya kira free, bukanlah free. It's like it's opener for those yang baru mau start study, because Amin is kind of like independent compared to the other topics. So dia tidak macam directly attached with the other topics, walaupun ada sedikit kaitan, but it's not that much. And kalau kamu study dia on its own, you still can score it without having to touch the other topics first. If you still get confused with organic, you can leave it first, okay, to not get overwhelmed with everything. But try your best to score as much as possible marks in this topic, yeah. Alright, so Bismillah. So tonight kita akan share now. Okay. So first thing, okay, you can watch OOTD episode 14, Organic of the Day episode 14, Tips to Score Amine, whereby let's just do quick recall. Ini adalah benda yang kamu kena tahu, iaitu 4 ways to prepare amine, okay, and everything it's all about reduction. It's all about reduction, people. So make sure jangan ni lah. And 3 reduction ni adalah reduction yang orang bilang kinda standard, except for this one, because ini adalah khas untuk produce aromatic amine, which is aniline. Okay, before we go further, aromatic amine is an amine that contain benzene ring, and it must be directly attached to the nitrogen. Kalau tidak directly attached, that is not an aromatic amine. Okay, so untuk dapat amine seperti ini, okay, or we can name it specifically as aniline. Okay, this one actually is coming from a reduction of nitrobenzene. So kalau saya sebut dalam bahasa mudah dia, from no to nehi. So from NO2 to becomes NH2, kamu kena boleh pakai gadis-gadis desa, iaitu Farah, Ziana dan Senah di sini, with the presence of acid. Acid di sini boleh pakai HCl or H2SO4 as you like. Cuma saya mau bagi tahu dulu, before kita go further, when you write an equation kan, equation ya, I repeat equation, make sure kamu tambah reagent di sini. Di atas ini adalah dia punya solvent ataupun catalyst. Okay? And then kalau except untuk 2 keadaan lain, iaitu kalau keadaan dia melibatkan how do I say, mana sudah dia? Kecuali kalau keadaan itu melibatkan, yang saya mau share dengan kamu, kalau melibatkan where's the answer? Oh, dia. Okay, this one. Kecuali kalau melibatkan in situ punya proses, okay, in situ, atau yang satu lagi adalah yang followed by, okay. So for all equation mesti letak reagent plus reagent, catalyst atau solvent on top of the arrow, and then bawah tu baru ada condition. Kalau adalah condition, as I mentioned before, it can either be hot, reflux, cold, dark, or mention specific temperature such as 50 to 55 and 0 to 5. Jadi sebab saya tengok kebanyakan student akan hilang markah. No, actually when I check my students' trial papers, banyak hilang markah because when they write the reagent dekat atas ni, kita terpaksa deduct markah, tidak boleh terima jawapan tu, ya. Okay, this is very technical, but you have to understand that. Okay, yang kedua adalah jenis reagent yang ada stepwise, yang macam ni, followed by. Okay, ada 3 je dalam syllabus kamu, iaitu reagent yang melibatkan O3. This is the current way to write it, ya. So make sure kamu tulis macam ni, ozonolysis. Okay, dia adalah 2 step. Jadi one is ozone, followed by zinc and water, and then satu lagi reaction melibatkan Grignard reagent, and then followed by hydrolysis H3O+, or reduction menggunakan liah. This one, okay? LiLH4 followed by hydrolysis H3O+ or H2O. Okay, ada 2. Okay, ini H3O+ in most cases lah kalau liah. Kecuali kalau mau produce amine, kita pakai H2O. Okay? Okay, dan yang ketiga, jenis equation yang ketiga adalah yang melibatkan in situ reaction. In situ means ada 2 je dalam syllabus kamu, iaitu yang pertama, if you can see the screen, yang pertama adalah reaction dengan cyanide, ya, yang ada H+. Ini adalah nucleophilic addition, okay, untuk carbonyl compound, carbonyl, this one. Jadi cara tulis dia agak special, iaitu kena tambah sekali serentak 2. Tidak boleh letak di atas arrow. Terbalik pula. Kalau yang ini kamu letak di atas arrow, then you will get penalized. Kalau of course lah, kalau sudah kena penalized, sayang, hilang markah begitu sahaja. And the other one is a nitrous acid test. Okay. Yang ini kena make sure buat begini. You cannot put the H+ on top of the arrow, because if you put it there, somehow they will penalize you 1 mark, because you don't understand the concept of in situ. In situ means dia mau prepare bahan tu on the spot, on the dots, before dia kasih campur with the reagent lah, with the compound. Okay? Are we clear, guys? If it's clear, then I hope you can give me some thumbs up now. Is it clear? So itu adalah part 1 saya mau tekankan. Cara menulis equation. Okay? Alright. So you can take a screenshot for this, okay? You can bagi thumbs up dekat komen guys, dekat komen, supaya dia jadi macam live ni jadi macam banyak dia punya engagement. Kamu nak letak tambah-tambah apa? Bagi respon gitu-gitu. Gitu-gitu. Dekat komen. Okay, do you understand? Yes, thank you, Emerlyn. Oh, Emerlyn. Thank you. Everyone can comment, yeah? Okay. Okay, you can take a screenshot if you want. Okay. Alright. So, ada yang tanya. Yes, Erin. Yes, thank you, Erin. Also, okay, don't get confused with synthesis. Kalau synthesis, you can write everything on top of the arrow. In fact, kita galakkan. Kalau synthesis adalah more than one reaction. Dia berturutan. So, macam contoh lah kan, yang macam ni tadi. This one kita accept, but this one kita tidak accept, because there more equation dalam soalan tu. So, make sure you don't get penalized for such things. Very technical. Okay? Alright. So, settle yang itu. Mari kita move on to how to score amine. Okay? Amine yang menjadi orang bilang, amine yang menjadi orang punya, sort of, ketakutan, and some people say kita better left out saja amine ni, but for me it's kind of like an easy marks to score, apart from all the other organic parts. Yang lain tu kan macam berkait-kait, so if you don't remember, it's kind of hard for you to actually score the topics. Okay, so that's why saya pilih amine, dan kebanyakan yang vote tadi pun vote amine, so that's why kita vote for amine for tonight. Next time baru kita pilih yang lain lah. So, mari kita mulakan. So, tonight, mari kita tengok pattern soalan. So, we will go to past year question. If you can have a look as the past year question dulu. Where is it? Let me just go through very quickly. Okay, I'm going to go through PYQ amine. Okay, this one. So, dalam chapter amine, I'm going to start with 2020-2021. Okay, people, dalam chapter amine ni, okay, you can actually check out that dia punya soalan, they can involve physical properties, which is about boiling points or solubility, and also itu saja, cukup. before 2020 punya zaman, ada subtopics yang kita panggil sebagai basicity. But since COVID hits, dia buang basicity, tiada sudah. Jadi tiada basicity, so it's much easier lah to teach. Okay? Jadi, okay. Kalau kita tengok, apa yang kamu kena score? How to score Amine? First of all, actually, selain daripada preparation dia tadi, kamu kena tahu how to draw and classify amine. Tips number 1 for tonight is to draw and classify amine. Tips number 1, draw and classify amine. Itu dulu. Ini paling penting. I can say, if you know how to draw and classify amines, then at least half of the marks is in your hand already. Okay? So that is why it is very important to draw and classify amine sebab dia special sikit amine ni. Dia punya kelas bergantung kepada how many carbons attached to the end. Okay. If I may ask everyone, nitrogen berapa bond dia boleh buat? What is the maximum number of bond? Bukan what is the maximum. Betul lah. What is the maximum number of bonds that can be made by an amine, people? By a nitrogen, sorry, by a nitrogen. That was the question. Okay. Okay. 3, betul, Emerlyn. 3, betul. You can write 3. Okay, there are 3 bonds. It can either be 3 single, but memang dalam syllabus kita, amine, dia ada 3 single saja. Tiada double bond N. Kalau dia double bond N, dia bukan jadi amine. Kita panggil dia sebagai imine. I-M-I-N-E, imine. And kalau dia triple bond, yes, betul, Erin. Kalau dia triple bond N, we call it nitrile. Yes, betul, Lia. Dia jadi nitrile, bukan lagi amine. Okay, mari kita mulakan 2020-2021. So, look at the question, guys. It is mostly just drawing and classify. Tengok, amine can be classified into primary, secondary, and tertiary amine, obviously. By using an amine with the molecular formula of C4H11N, draw the structural formula for primary, secondary, and tertiary amines. Dang, that is a free marks, people. Draw saja. So, bila kamu draw, okay, C4. First of all, dia minta draw C4H11N. Jadi, what you have to do is, okay, I'm going to just draw very quickly 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 carbon right there. So, kalau saya mau jadikan dia primary amine, at the end, okay, sama ada saya letak di sini, saya tarik satu lagi, NH2. Okay, sebab amine boleh buat 3 bond, jadi 1 bond sudah dengan karbon, jadi 2 bond lagi dengan hydrogen. So, that's it. Jadi, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 4 carbon. Hydrogen ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There you go. And 1 nitrogen. Habis. That's a primary amine. Selesai. So you draw this, okay. You just draw the structural formula. Kamu sudah dapat 1 markah. Okay. Very easy. Yang kedua, secondary amine. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbons dulu. Okay. And then, okay. Okay. Satu benda. Saya mau tanya. If I put it here, NH2, okay, is this considered as secondary amine? If I may ask now, is this secondary amine? Kamu boleh jawab dekat respon. Is this secondary amine? Can you respond? Is this secondary amine, people? Okay, sebab ramai yang saya rasa silap di sini. Do you think this is secondary amine? No. Yes. No, yes. No. Erin cakap no. Any more? Still primary cause N bonded to with 1 carbon only. Betul, Emerlyn. Betul. Exactly. Ramai yang ingat ini adalah secondary amine. Maybe because nervous kali. Okay, that's not secondary amine. Jadi, how to make it secondary? So this is still a primary amine. So that's another option untuk primary amine kamu. So that is still primary amine. Okay. Even if I move it to this carbon here, pun sama. Okay, dia masih secondary. So you have to look at how many carbons attached to the end. Baru kita boleh determine dia punya kelas. Jadi, betul kamu jawab tadi itu. Very good. Jadi untuk jadikan dia secondary, you can write 1, 2, 3, and then nitrogen, lepas tu sambung lagi, satu karbon. And then don't forget, ini satu lagi issue. Student tend to forget writing a very forgettable elements there, which is hydrogen. Okay, sebab N mesti ada sentiasa ada 3 bond. So, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Baru 3 guys. Oh, baru 3. So, I'm going to make it 4. Tarik lagi 1. 4. It can be like that. So, that is secondary amine. Okay. That is your secondary amine. Or, it can also be like 1, 2, and then N, and then 1, 2. Tapi jangan lupa ada H di sana. That is also a secondary amine. Jadi you draw either one of this, you're gonna get the next mark. Okay? Alright? It's very, very easy. Okay. Now, let's have a look at tertiary amine. What about tertiary amine? Okay, tertiary amine. Saya kasih kecil yang ini sekarang. Tertiary amine pula, it's gonna be 1, N, karbon, and then satu lagi karbon. So, kalau kita tengok ni, kita punya lukisan, sudah ada berapa? Ada 3 sudah bond kan, cukup sudah untuk N. So, that means this one has no hydrogen dekat sini. Tiada hydrogen. Jangan pergi tulis pula. Nanti terlebih bond. So, what you have to do is, you check, berapa sudah karbon you sekarang? 1, 2, 3. Maksudnya kurang satu lagi kan? Jadi, you tambah any sides, tambah satu je. Cing, habis. That's it. Selesai. And that is your tertiary amine. And then you get another 1 free mark just for drawing. Okay, is it clear? Okay. Alright, so arrange the above amines in order of increasing boiling point. Okay, itu the next question. Okay, so increasing boiling point. So kita akan cerita pasal boiling point. Kalau amine, boiling point, okay. Okay, apa isu yang selalu berada di sini? Apa isu selalu student tersalah di sini ya? Tengok When you want to explain this, okay, boiling point, kamu kena check dia punya intermolecular forces. Okay, if you check the intermolecular forces right here, okay, these ada NH. Okay, ini pun ada NH kan? Untuk primary, dia ada NH. Ada NH means dia ada hydrogen bond. Secondary pun ada NH. Means dia pun ada hydrogen bond. But for tertiary, somehow for tertiary right here, dia cuma ada N without having hydrogen. Jadi tertiary amine do not have hydrogen bond. They cannot form hydrogen bond within the molecules. Okay? That is why tertiary amine adalah yang paling rendah antara semua. Jadi kalau kita susun dia punya ini in order of increasing boiling point, okay, increasing boiling point, that means kita akan, okay, I'm gonna resize that part, okay. So, I'm gonna take, okay. So, tertiary amine adalah yang paling rendah sekali. Okay. And then, followed by, any secondary amine you pilih, secondary. And last but not least, bukan last, yang paling tinggi adalah any primary amine adalah yang paling tinggi. Okay, primary amine adalah yang paling tinggi. Now, you may wonder why dia punya trend begitu. Okay, first, untuk soalan trend, okay, dengar betul-betul. Untuk soalan trend, macam ni, susun-susun ni, kamu kena pastikan trend kamu betul. Kalau trend salah, pemeriksa tidak akan tanda dia punya alasan. No matter apa, kamu punya alasan macam mana sekalipun tepat, panjang lebar kamu terangkan, even if it's true, but since your trend ni salah, terbalik, then dia tidak akan bagi markah. No marks, no chance. Jadi ada dua cara. So just buat koma, and don't forget to write down this arrow like this and tulis increasing boiling point, ya. Okay, I'm just gonna use short form. So increasing boiling point. Itu saja. Then trend yang betul will gives you 1 mark. So sudah ada 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 marks sudah. Very easy. Okay. And then explain. Okay, explain dia bilang. So kalau kena suruh explain, barulah kau tengok. Lagi berapa markah? Tinggal 3 markah kan? Jadi kau kena cakaplah kenapa primary amine paling tinggi. Okay. Okay, saya akan start daripada yang paling rendah lah kalau mau. Paling rendah, tertiary amine ni, dia cannot form hydrogen bond within molecules. So, kamu beritahu lah, this one cannot form hydrogen bond, don't have hydrogen bond within molecules. Okay, alright. If you have any question, you may just ask ya guys. Okay, dia tidak ada hydrogen bond within molecules ya. Jadi, dia cuma ada only has apa? Weak van der Waals forces. Eja betul-betul ya. Van der Waals forces. Okay. Jadi itu sudah dapat 1 markah. Okay. Sama ada kau cakap ini atau ini, 1 markah sudah. Okay. Next. Kenapa? Okay. Meanwhile, okay, yang ini 2 boleh form hydrogen bond. Jadi kamu kena cakaplah. Secondary and primary amine. Okay. Have hydrogen bond within molecules. Okay, sesama molecules dorang. Between molecules boleh, within molecules boleh. Istilah tu tiada masalah. Within boleh, between molecules pun boleh. Okay. Okay, itu sudah dapat another 1 mark. And last but not least, you cakap, kenapa primary lebih tinggi daripada secondary? Why? Why is it, guys? Can you respond? Why primary has higher boiling point than secondary? Kalau sama-sama boleh form hydrogen bond. Where correct? Where Shema? Why? What is it? Okay, kalau kamu rasa tengah lagging lambat, you can actually skip cepat-cepat ke depan sebab mungkin kamu baru masuk kan lambat sikit. So kamu lagging kamu punya respon tu. So kamu boleh make sure kamu on time dengan saya punya current session. Primary is greater than secondary because it can form more hydrogen. Very good, Erin. So that's how you explain. It can form more hydrogen bond, okay, between molecules. So primary can form more hydrogen bond. That's the word that we're looking for. More hydrogen bond between molecules. Okay, sebab dia ada 2 hidrogen, boleh lagi banyak dia punya hydrogen bond dia boleh buat. Lebih banyak set. Easy. And that's how you get 4 marks for your boiling point. So see, you don't have to this year sangat lucky lah. Without having to actually belajar pasal bukan belajar lah. Without having to actually muntahkan pasal Hinsberg test kah, nitrous acid test kah, preparation kah, whatsoever, all those things. As long as you know how to draw, how to classify, then markah free 3 markah sudah tadi. And once you know that concept boiling point, lagilah tersenyum lebar kamu dapat 7 markah. Okay? Okay guys, that's 2020, 2021. Okay, now, before we go further, okay, saya mau bincang set KML. Okay, so saya tidak mau bincang sudah boiling point because it's already the same. Okay, you can check more about boiling point. Okay, if you look at videos, episode pasal amine ni lah. Okay, ada sudah merentasi kumpulan. There is ada. Kamu just search amine saja, topik amine. Okay, physical properties of amine. It is 11.2 people ya. So di sana kamu boleh cek juga pasal ini, comparison yang merentasi ini. It's all there, very clear and everything and whatnot. Okay, and also you can check about solubility also. Okay, alright. So it's already 30 minutes, so let's move on. Mari kita tengok soalan yang berkaitan dengan chemical test. Okay, you ready? Chemical test. If you are ready, please tap screen ke apakah. Okay. Now, mari kita tengok. Mana dia? I'm gonna go to PSPM KML. Okay, I'm gonna give you some tips now, yeah. Okay, before we go further, okay, I would like to actually remind you apa yang penting sebenarnya. Apa yang penting di sini? Okay, I'm gonna explain this. Okay. 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 Ada dua test yang kamu kena tahu. So, I'm gonna go to question KML because dia keluar pasal this very own Hinsberg's test. Okay, kita baca. Compound T and U are two isomers of aromatic amine with molecular formula C7H9N. Pretty clear. Okay. From this alone, kita ada info sudah guys about the structure. It is aromatic amine. Formula ini. Aromatic means, apa tadi saya bilang? Aromatic means dia mesti ada benzene ring. And benzene ring mesti contain apa? Mestilah contain benzene kan, obviously. Dia sudah mengandungi 6 karbon di sana on the benzene ring itself. Okay, that's a benzene ring. Okay. Di sana sudah pakai 6 karbon guys. So how many more carbon tinggal? Kamu tengok di sini, C7 guys. Maksudnya tinggal 1 karbon je lagi kamu tambah di sana. Tinggal 1 karbon. But jangan terburu-buru. So, apa kita kena buat? Kita baca dulu soalan dia. So, isomer T and U both form white precipitate when treated with benzene sulfonyl chloride. So, benzene sulfonyl chloride, it is actually the reagent untuk, apa tadi tu nama dia? Hinsberg test. Okay, Hinsberg's test ya. Okay, some books write Hinsberg's. Okay, Hinsberg's test, that one. Nampak ke tu? Aduh, macam terlampau anu pula kan? Okay. I'm gonna... Hinsberg's test. Okay, now people. Hinsberg's test ni, okay. Sabar dulu. Dia bilang T dengan U dua-dua dapat white precipitate. However, when you added KOH, a base, the precipitate of T disappear into clear solution while U remains. So macam apa ni kan? So okay, ini adalah tips kedua malam ini. Tips dia adalah kalau pasal amine, you don't have to actually betul-betul hafal dia punya ni lah equation. You just have to know before kita pergi equation tu last kali. Kamu pergi kena tahu dia punya observation. Tips kedua malam ni untuk amine selain daripada draw and classify. Number 1 tadi draw and classify amine, itu pertama, draw and classify dulu. Itu tips pertama yang kamu kena tahu. Yang kedua adalah kamu kena tahu observation. Observation untuk dua test penting lah at least, iaitu H and nitrous acid. H stands for apa? Hinsberg, and nitrous acid yang HNO2. Okay, dua ini kamu kena tahu dia punya observation. Itu tips kedua. Jadi mari kita tengok, just quick recall here, a quick recall. Mari, ada saya ajar, okay. You can check on TikTok juga, saya ada bagi tips cara menghafal dia. But untuk orang yang datang malam ni, saya bagi kamu extra lagi untuk ingat. Macam mana mau ingat dia punya itu, dia punya ni. Okay, if you look here, okay, kalau kamu tengok betul-betul, okay, ini adalah steps in Hinsberg's test ya, as of version 2024 ya. Kalau tengok, kalau primary, no matter aromatic or aliphatic, okay, tidak kisah. Sama juga secondary, aliphatic or aromatic, and tertiary pun sama, aliphatic or aromatic. When you add benzene sulfonyl chloride, diorang akan dapat white precipitate dulu untuk primary and secondary. Tertiary tidak ada. Tidak ada, last kali baru clear. Kalau tambah HCl lah. Kalau primary, white, lepas tu jadi clear, lepas tu white. Tapi kalau secondary, white, white, white. Okey, maksudnya apa guys? Kita ringkaskan terus. Kalau primary, kalau dia sekejap white, sekejap clear, sekejap white, kalau dia macam changing the observation, that means that is a sign of primary. I repeat, that is a sign of primary. But if the observation maintain saja putih, if it's maintain white precipitate all over, that means dia adalah a sign of secondary. Tapi kalau contoh dia mula-mula tiada, tiba-tiba ada, that is a sign of tertiary. Begitu. Okay? Is it clear? Kalau clear, boleh give some feedback pula. Boleh bagi emoji dulu, guys. Okay. Thank you, Nur Nazifa. Thank you. Hi. Okay, it's clear, yeah? I hope it's clear lah. Okay. Now, let's move on to the question back. Mari kita kembali ke soalan. So, having said that, dia bilang di sini, T, okay, kita bandingkan. Untuk T, apa dia cakap? T and Q, both white dulu. Tiba-tiba bila tambah KOH, T disappear, U remain. What does that gives you? Okay. So, dia bilang deduce kan? Bila soalan bercakap pasal deduce, okay. So, kamu kena buat kotak lah, isi tersurat, isi tersirat dia. Info from the question and what is your inference? Okay. Okay, saya suka buat teknik kotak, buat info and inference. Info dia adalah, okay, T with benzene sulfonyl chloride, bla bla bla. Okay. Jadi apa tadi dia bilang? Jadi white. And then at core, tulis je ayat tu balik. At core become clear. Okay, itu ayat dia. Become clear. Itu info. Info yang pertama. About T. Okay. What about U? Apa dia bagi tahu pasal U? U pula dia cakap. Okay. Untuk U, on the other hand, buruk pula ya. Jap. Mari saya tulis dulu betul-betul. Takut kamu dah nampak dia punya tulisan yang cantik ini. So I'm gonna write it properly here. So T, dia bilang T with benzene. Kalau kau tidak tahu tulis structure pun tidak apa. Kau tulis je benzene sulfonyl chloride. Okay. Get white. White precipitate. Apa lagi di sambungan dia? Sambungan dia adalah T plus dengan apa tu? And then when added core, when add KOH, dia jadi apa? Dia jadi become clear. Become clear. Okay. U pula, U ulang balik. With benzene sulfonyl chloride become white. When added core, okay, white precipitate remain. Okay, dua itulah info yang dia bagi. Okay, belum dapat markah lagi. Up until you write the deduction. Ataupun you write the inference. Okay, so because of that, what is the class of amine, guys? Okay, kita bincang set KML soalan amine. Soalan nombor 10. Okay. It's okay. Selamat datang. Okay. Okay, cuba tengok. Ambil je ayat tu. Walaupun panjang, tulis saja. Okay, apa inference kamu? What is your deduction, people? What is your deduction here? What is the class of T? Dia sekejap white, sekejap clear. What does that says about T? Ha, apa dia? Boleh komen? Kalau berubah-berubah tadi saya bilang apa? Kalau berubah-berubah. It is a sign of oh, is it lagging or what? Kalau berubah-berubah, it is a sign of primary. Yes. Betul. Influence T is primary amine. Okay. Kalau mau lebih tepat, tulis je primary aromatic amine. Okay. Okay. And untuk U is secondary aromatic amine. Okay. Why I have to mention aromatic? Sebab dia bagi tu dalam soalan sudah kan aromatic. So better mention lah. And with that, belum lukis lagi nih. Belum lukis sudah dapat 1 mark for your deduction about T, 1 mark for your deduction about U. Sudah dapat 2 markah. Free. And then sekarang baru kita draw. Okay, so kembali ke drawing. Okay. So T tadi sepatutnya ada benzene ring. So to draw an aromatic, ya. So tarik dulu N. Okay. Primary kan, jadi make sure satu je karbon dia, iaitu yang ini saja. So dia sudah ada hidrogen di sana 2. That's a sign of primary amine. Now, guys, the thing is, baru ada 6 karbon di sana. So what about one more carbon? Di mana kita mau letak? So the other carbons kamu boleh letak di mana-mana. You can put it here, or you can put it di mana? You can put it here, or here, or here, or here. Cukuplah kau punya karbon sudah. That's it. Okay. Next one. Okay, the next one adalah sama juga untuk U pula. U, ini structure dia. Sebabkan dia adalah secondary, so tarik dulu N. And that N mesti ada satu lagi karbon. Okay, that's CH3 di sana. CH3. Either you want to write CH3 atau biarkan je begitu pun tiada masalah. But yang wajib adalah tulis H di sini. Sebab secondary mesti ada 2 karbon dan satu lagi bond dia dengan H. Gitu, secondary. And therefore, selesai. This is your structure of T. And this is your structure of U. So, satu drawing ini, satu markah, satu drawing ini, satu markah. So, sudah 4 markah. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about solubility. Okay, antara dua ini, which one is more soluble in water? T atau U? Okay, you can respond now. Okay, primary kah secondary lebih soluble in water? Yang mana guys? Dia punya hint adalah tengok hidrogen dia. Lagi banyak hidrogen dia, lagilah. Lagi soluble lah. Okay. Between T and U, who is more soluble in water? So kita sudah 44. Yeah, T is more soluble in water. Yes, very good. Betul, Erin. T is more soluble in water. Betul. Betul. Jadi, T is more soluble in water than U. That's give you 1 mark. Why? Because dia bilang compare tu kamu kena explain lah why. Because T is primary kan, so T can form more hydrogen bond with water. Habis. Dia punya point adalah more hydrogen bond with water. Wajib. More soluble adalah T, can form more hydrogen bond. Yes, betul. Very good. Very good. Betul, Nazifa. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Emerlyn. Very good. Okay. I guess kamu punya timing agak lag sikit. It's like 5 to 10, oh no, 10 seconds a bit late than I expected for you to respond to my question. But it's fine as long as you get it. Okay? Thank you for the comment. Okay? Alright, that's very good. Okay? So, sekarang berapa markah sudah? So, it's gonna, that's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sudah. 2, 4, 6. Yeah? So, 6 marks already. Okay? Write the chemical equation and state the observation. Oh wait, for this particular question, if I'm not mistaken, it's only 1 mark for this. Oh sorry, my bad. Only 1 mark. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ini sekali dengan alasan 1 markah, agak kedekut lah kali ini skema dia. Okay, but no worries. Explain saja guys, tidak ada masalah. Okay, that's gonna give you 5 marks sudah. Because soalan seterusnya ini ada 2 markah. Satu chemical equation, satu lagi adalah state observation. Okay. Now let's move on. Okay, mari kita tengok. This is the second test ya. Second test ataupun kita panggil sebagai the nitrous acid test. Okay, I call it the Horner test. Okay. Okay, guys. Write the chemical equation when you reacted with nitrous acid. Okay. Kalau kau lupa pasal ini, it's fine. Tiada masalah. Tapi yang kau jangan lupa adalah observation dia. Kalau kau lupa equation, tidak masalah. Mari kita recall dulu dia punya apa tadi itu? Equation, ya. Sini guys. Sini. Nina. Nitrous acid, okay. Dia ada ini memang spesifik. Primary aliphatic, aromatic, secondary aliphatic, aromatic, tertiary aliphatic, aromatic. Okay. Kau ingat saja yang paling atas akan dapat bubble. Colorless, tidak berwarna ya. Bubble dulu. Yang bawah sekali, ingat rumput. Green precipitate. Okay, you can tap your screen now. I know you like it. And then, yang di sini, primary aromatic and tertiary aliphatic. Okay, that's going to be giving you clear solution. Clear solution. And yang tengah-tengah, secondary, aliphatic and aromatic both will give you yellow oil. Jadi kau ingat saja, bubble green, bubble di atas udara sana, green on the grass, clear, yellow. That's it. Okay? Okay. Now, dari segi structure of your products, ya. Okay. Kalau primary aliphatic, dia akan dapat 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 itu adalah, this one is nitrogen gas. This one, 3 itu adalah alkene, alkohol, and haloalkane, iaitu kloro. Okay, 3 ini akan dapat 3, and then gas. Okay, saya tidak akan terangkan lebih lanjut malam ini because that is in the notes, that is in the videos, you can actually watch that. I'm just going to give you the tips now. Kalau ada 3 yang dapat nitroso. Nitroso tu ni N double bond O. Dia dapat N melekat dengan N double bond O. Kedua-dua ni akan dapat nitroso. Tapi kalau yang ini dapat para-nitroso. What is para-nitroso? Okay, mari tengok dulu sikit sini. Para-nitroso means, ini benzene, ini you punya amine tu, dekat kedudukan para akan dapat N double bond O. Para-nitroso. That's the green precipitate. Kalau secondary, dia dapat dekat N dengan N lepas tu O. That's your nitroso. Nitroso. No, nitroso. Okay. Kalau yang ini, para-nitroso. Okay. Now, back to the question tadi. Where is the question? The question is... Oopsie daisy. Oh, sorry. This is another thing. Is it this one? Nope. It is... Is it this one? Okay, this one. Okay, this one. Okay, so sini. Jadi kalau dia bilang write chemical equation, So kamu ambil structure U kau tadi, this one. Okay. Take it. And you plus with, okay, ingat plus dulu. Untuk nitrous acid, dia adalah in situ. Remember dia adalah in situ. In situ tadi you have to write down NaNO2 plus H plus boleh, HCl boleh. Okay. Dan condition dia adalah ice bath iaitu 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. And kau dapat nitroso iaitu N. Okay. Ini CH3 masih ada di sana. Dia akan hilangkan hidrogen ini. Terus lekatkan dengan N double bond O. Nitroso. Okay. Okay. Terus dapat nitroso. Okay. Macam tu. Nitroso. Kenapa saya pergi buka sana? Nitroso. Macam tu. Nitroso. Okay. And the observation is, sebab dia secondary kan? Observation dia adalah, apa observation dia tadi guys? What is the observation? What is it? Kalau secondary, no matter aliphatic or aromatic, what's the observation? Dia minta. What do we write? It's the observation. Okay, you can like the live session now. Spelled by engagement. Yes, formation of yellow oil. Very good, Erin. Kamu cakap aja. Yellow oil form. Okay, yellow oil. Ingat ya, yellow oil ya, betul Emerlyn, betul. Jangan cakap yellow precipitate. That is wrong. Okay. So, satu markah untuk equation. Must make sure dia in situ. Satu markah untuk ini. Okay. If lah in worst case, you forgot about this, it's okay lah. Satu markah. So, nama dia nitrosoamine kah atau nitrosamine? It's actually nitrosoamine. This is nitroso. N double bond O is nitroso. Nitrosoamine. This is amine. Okay. But the name is not important in this case, ya. Dia cuma mau kamu equation and also yellow oil. Okay. Yellow oil form. All right. Okay, so it's already 53 minutes. Okay, saya sudah ajar kamu tips untuk hafal ni. So that's the key. Dua important tadi, draw and classify. Okay. Tahu sikit pasal observation. The observation paling penting untuk dua test penting ini. Okay, and last but not least, okay, untuk yang baru ni, satu lagi part yang penting adalah kamu kena tahu, okay, my tips for this year adalah belajarlah pasal coupling reaction. So I'm not going to explain this to you now because it's already in the OOTD episode 7. Watch it. Okay? Ada dekat sana. Pasal the process of coupling reaction. Okay, so the question either ask you starting from benzene atau starting from aniline. Show how the coupling reaction occur. So yeah, so that's already 54 minutes as I promised you. I'm not going to take longer than 1 hour. So, okay, if you enjoyed this session, please share to your friends the live session so they can watch the recording later on for those yang tidak sempat join malam ini. And yeah, I hope with the end of the session you actually get the gist of amine, so you don't give up amine easily. So take Amine as a free marks, another free marks for at least 6 to 7 marks lah kan, 5 to 7 marks lah you can get, and that's already secure you 5 or 6 plus dengan yang apa tu sebelum ni kita bincang pasal in the previous session we bincang about an amino acid, so that's 4 marks, so already 9 marks without having to touch the main organic lagi. Main organic parts kita akan buat in another session. So that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and yeah, all the best. Okay, bye bye. Take care. Assalamualaikum and good night. How do I end this live? Oh yeah, let's end it.